everybody in tech has been oppressed, like literally. I mean, I know that sounds ridiculous because, they're like, oh, how can billionaires be oppressed and all that kind of thing. But they really, the Biden administration was at complete war with the industry. Like every single thing you tried to do in technology. I mean, they tried to completely outlaw fintech, or not even outlaw, destroy the fintech and crypto industries.
That plus the incredible blanket,
means,
the incredible blanket on M&A. It's like ridiculous. No major M&A can happen in that kind of environment, and that just solves such a huge backlog of tech companies wanting to get an exit.
Yeah, that was. We had a company within. It was called Within, which was a content company for VR that made an exercise game called Supernatural. And the FTC blocked the acquisition by Meta on antitrust grounds. And eventually it got through. They lost the case because it was an absurd case. But, it's just harassment. There was there's no antitrust. Meta doesn't have a monopoly on VR. VR is not even a market yet. What are you talking about?
We also saw the meltdown of the entire biotech industry over the last 4 years. I think we're going to see a resurgence in all of these companies. I mean, I was on the board of 2 public biotech companies. I just saw this massive, demonetization going on as the FDA and regulatory restrictions were like, no, you can't do that. Yeah. No, you can't merge there. It took the wind out of all the sails and people ended up leaving the United States to go overseas to get treatments because they can't do it in the United States. So, super excited about Bobby Kennedy and seeing what he's going to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, the other side of that is we actually needed a regulatory upgrade, right? Because HIPAA was designed long before, we could use data to cure disease and create amazing diagnostics and all these things. And there was just no chance of getting to that. I had a great conversation with Dave Ricks from Eli Lilly, who's, by the way, a fantastic CEO. He's like one of us. I mean, he's a real product guy, talented guy. And, one of the reasons why drugs are so expensive to develop is they can't match the cure for the disease with the people who have the disease for the clinical trial. There's no way to do that. They it's like hunting for a needle in a haystack to find these patients who, whose lives could be saved because, the current regulatory regime has kind of prevented that kind of thing. So we're really hopeful that we can make great progress with RFK Jr. and the new team.
Absolutely sure we can. On this image of the tech CEOs, the inauguration, I think I left Sam Altman off there so he wouldn't fight with Elon's image on this.
That's a good fight, isn't it?
Oh my God, it's great, nighttime TV to see what's going on here. But it was, listen, having all of these individuals in the front row. Bezos and Musk had just launched their rockets the week, or days before. It's nice to have two of the wealthiest people on the planet battling it out to get humanity to space. Yeah. And then the rest of them here. I mean, this, the question is this the tech giant takeover of America? And ultimately, I don't know about you, but I sort of think this is the way America thrives.
It's the best of America. I mean, this is the thing that's so frustrating if you're in tech, right? We have this incredible industry where we've attracted literally the greatest people in the world. I mean, look at that set. The only one who's Tim Cook and Mark Zuckerberg are kind of natively American. Jeff, his dad was a Cuban immigrant. Everybody else is an immigrant, and they're all here, and they're all building this country and our economy and our future, and they've just been absolutely vilified for not anything they did, but literally for being successful. There's not anything people are pointing to and saying, oh, Mark Zuckerberg's a bad guy because of this and that and the third. it's like he's a bad guy because he's rich and he succeeded and he built something important. And so that has just been so devastating culturally, I think. And then you pile on that, trying to outlaw all these efforts.